Hello and welcome to a very, very rainy Athens, Ohio on a beautiful Sunday afternoon here in the fall season. Women's soccer is in full swing conference-wise. It's the Ohio Bobcats and the Northern Illinois Huskies. Welcome to our live stream. We apologize for the technical difficulties getting it up and running, but I do believe we are good to go now. My name is Gavin Carrick, a solo soccer broadcast. Nothing better on a Sunday afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us. It's 0-0 here in the 40th minute of play. Only 5 minutes have passed. Ohio has been on the forefront in terms of chances so far to begin this match. That one goes up and over the touchline. Too much for Ella Deepers to try and corral that one. It's a windy, it's a rainy, it's a cold afternoon here in Athens, Ohio. One of the last athletic events of the homecoming weekend. Ohio took home the win on homecoming yesterday in pretty dominant fashion. So Bobcat soccer playing right now, as well as just across the road is Ohio field hockey. The last two athletic events of the weekend here on homecoming, but it's been a fantastic homecoming weekend. The parade, the football game, alumni coming into town and visiting Athens. But as for these two teams, NIU and Ohio, within the MAC, it hasn't been a good start. It's been very tough sledding, especially as of late. NIU 2-4-2 in the Mid-American Conference. Ohio only 1-4-4. Have not won a match the Bobcats have in over a month. The Bobcats' last victory, it was a conference win. It was the first conference game away to bottom of the MAC Central Michigan. That came all the way back on September the 14th. So now well over a month since a win for the Ohio Bobcats. Everything else has been losses and draws. And if they want to try and at least squeak into the MAC tournament somehow, they're going to have to, and you can't put this lightly, they're going to have to win their last 3 matches. This one against NIU, then against UMass, and against Miami of Ohio. When you look at the current standings for the Mid-American Conference, remember it's the top 6 get in to the tournament at the end of the season. Right now, Bowling Green and Miami are tied for that 5 and 6 spot with 14 points in the conference. NIU with 8 and Ohio with 7. So both teams really in the same boat. You have to win out if you want to, again, squeak into the MAC tournament somehow, some way. For the Bobcats, it's simple. Again, win out, you have a chance because every team that you play for the rest of the year, again, NIU, UMass, and Miami of Ohio, you have the chance to take points from all of those teams. And if you can, you might find your way in. Now here's Jamison Brooker. Dangerous chance for Ohio. Jamison Brooker! It's her first goal of the season! And it's a huge one for the Cats! And within 10 minutes, it's 1-0 to Ohio, and that is exactly what they needed. It's go big or go home time for these Cats, and that is a fantastic way to begin this one. The NAU gets us back underway. 1-0 in favor of Ohio after the Jamison Brooker goal. Again, her first of the season. Remember, Jamison Brooker is a player that last year had 7 goals and 6 assists. But she has been playing, to her credit, more of a midfield role. And welcome back. Apologies for the technical difficulties there for a couple of minutes, but we are back in full swing. Again, if you are just now joining us back, Jamison Brooker grabbed her first goal of the season to make it 1-0 in favor of the Ohio Bobcats. Again, she was a player that scored 7 goals and 6 assists last season for Ohio. So a very prolific player. She's been playing more of the midfield role, but in this one today, head coach Aaron Rodgers has really changed quite a lot within this starting 11. And it's mainly up top. You look at Jamison Brooker and Iro Falconu up top. No Scout Murray and no Anna Burchett. And honestly, at this point, I'm not surprised that that was the move, only because you look at it this way. When your two starting strikers, in the forms again of Scout Murray and Anna Burchett, have only 3 goals between the two of them, and there's only 2 matches left in the season after this, having only 3 goals between them, that's not what you want from your front two. And because of that, the production has not been there. And head coach Aaron Rodgers said it's time to make a change. And again, that change was Jamison Brooker back to where we saw her play last year. Up top within that front two in the Ohio 3-5-2 formation. It seems that NIU is playing in more of a 3-4-3 formation. Again, that 3-back. We see many teams in modern soccer playing a 3-back, including the Ohio Bobcats. Beautiful takeaway from Iro Falconu, and she tries to take on the rest of this NIU defense. Brooker plays a one-touch pass inside, but it's cleared away by the Husky defense. And the referee calling a stoppage for play. And the goal scorer, Jamison Brooker, is on the ground in a heap. Not quite sure what exactly happened, as it was behind the play. Hopefully she is okay. Again, if either team really wants to try and make a push for the MAC tournament, it's going to have to be now. Only 3 matches left for both squads in this season. Ohio does hold the advantage right now, and as of now, a big 3 points, but there's still a long way to go, not only in this first half, but in the entire match, too. Again, this is an Ohio Bobcats team that last year, by this point, was scoring goals left, right, and center. They finished with over 30 goals scored on the season. They have yet to break 20. They currently now have 14 goals, counting that Jamison Brooker goal, as she walks up under her own power, so that is great to see. And it looks like that Anna Burchett will be subbed in for her. So again, like we were talking about before the technical difficulties, just no goal production from the 2 starting forwards that have been starting in Anna Burchett and Scout Murray. Again, between those two, only 3 goals scored the entire season. And it's simple. If your forwards can't score, there's not a lot of ways that you can. And good pressure here from NIU. Kelsey McLaughlin wins possession, then cleared up and away by Sarah Helfenstein. Just about 15 minutes played here in this first half. 1-0 in favor of the Ohio Bobcats. Jamison Brooker the goal scorer. And her first goal on the season, had 7 last year. Ira Falconer wins it back in the midfield. Kate Robinson plays it outside to Rayanne Pruss. And I'm kind of surprised that no advantage was played right there by the head official. Ohio had possession, but I assume that they would just have rather have had the free kick. Ball switched from left to right to Ella Devers. First touch is a little heavy, but still retains possession. Here's Quentin Tosteman. Helfenstein. Inside, cut out by Haley Jang. Has appeared in all matches and started all matches. Has over 1,000 minutes played on the season, does Jang. Here's McLaughlin. Plays it outside on the wing, but just no control on that far right-hand side. And the ball goes over the touchline for a throw-in for the Bobcats. We take a look at the starting 11 here in this one. Ohio again in their 3-5-2 formation. It's a back three of Maya Coffin, Maya Solis, and Sarah Helfenstein. Celeste Sloma is in goal. No surprise there. Always one of the first names on the team sheet. Ella Devers and Rayanne Pruss, the two wingbacks, midfield. Jameson Brooker, Kate Robinson, Quentin Tosteman. And up top, you also have kind of a mixture of Robinson, Falconer, and what was Brooker before she was taken out, and it's now Anna Burchett. And as for NIU, Lauren Pearson begins in net today. Again, they also are kind of running that back three in that 3-4-3 formation. It's Michaela Harsley, Jordan Sadler, and Sophia White in that back three. The midfield consists of Katie Bennett, Lauren McGrula, Isabel Struble, and Sarah Roy. And it's again that front three of Kelsey McLaughlin, Alyssa Stevenson, and Tyra King. And here is a dangerous chance now for NIU. This is one of the weaknesses of the Ohio defense, has been all season long, is set pieces, whether it be set pieces with free kicks like this, corner kicks, etc. Here's a ball lofted in towards that back post, one, but offsides will be the call. 27 minutes here left in this first half of play. Ohio up 1-0 from the Jameson Brooker goal. A beautiful flick on for Rayanne Pruss to try and run onto. Good defensive battle on the touchline with her and Harsley. And Harsley a little bit shaken up after that shoulder-to-shoulder contact down by the bench. She appears to be okay, just kind of walking it off, shaking her left hand. So maybe it fell a bit awkwardly. This is a series matchup where Ohio has held the advantage for quite some time. NIU has not beaten the Bobcats since 2017. The series history favors Ohio. 8 wins, 4 losses, and 2 draws all time. Here's a chance inside. Sent to that far post. McLaughlin Man, it's defended well by Quentin Tostovan. A good chance for the Huskies just to try and get something going. They haven't looked too potent offensively. Haven't had possession, haven't had chances going forward. Good job by Tyra King to win that one, but couldn't get it up and out for a corner. It'll be a goal kick for the Bobcats. Goal kick taken long, flicked on by Iro Falconu. Cut out and sent back up by that back three of NIU. And a foul called infringement on Quentin Tostovan. So it'll be a free kick now for the Huskies. We'll come into this with a 4-7-3 overall record. Again, 2-4-2 within the Mid-American Conference. The Bobcats come in with a 3-8-5 record. Only one win in the conference that came, again, away to Central Michigan over a month ago. They hold now a 1-4-4 MAC conference record. Lindsey Miller has now checked in for the Huskies. So an early sub made by head coach Michael O'Neill. Dangerous chance now, still bouncing around, but cleared up and away though by Maya Kaufman. Was the first to it, met it, and just put it up and out. When in doubt, get it out, get that danger away. A battle for possession near the corner flag, won by Rayanne Pruss. Here's Jang. And sent up and away by Helfenstein. First half here, 23 minutes left, 1-0 Ohio. Very glad that you could join us today on a very rainy, very wet Sunday afternoon here in Athens. The rain has stopped for the most part, still some sprinkles here and there. So you've heard the saying, can you do it on a rainy night in Stoke? Well, how about on a rainy afternoon in Athens, Ohio? Here is Maya Kaufman. Sends it up and away, trying to find Devers, but it's won by Lindsey Miller. But taken right back by the Bobcats. Now their team really able to take a foothold on the possession forefront. It's kind of just been back and forth, almost like a game of basketball, really. Here's Devers. Was trying to get past Miller, but a good leg out sends it out for an Ohio throw-in. Flicked on by Burchett. One down by Iro Falconu and headed back up and away by Burchett. Last touch off of Sophia White. It'll be a Bobcat throw-in once again. Bobcats trying to inch closer and closer towards the NIU goal. Here's a good chance. Robinson. Kate Robinson across the face of goal and no one's there. A beautiful run by Kate Robinson to the far post. Sends it back across goal. And no one there. Here's Quentin. Tossed of in! Oh my goodness, that is absolutely beautiful by Quentin Tostovan. Oh my! A moment of magic for the Canadian. From about 20-25 yards out, she lines one up with her right foot and bends it oh so sweetly into the corner of the net. Take a bow, Quentin Tostovan. My oh my. What a way to get your third goal on the season. "21 minutes left in this first half. And this is the Ohio Bobcats that have been missing all season long, it feels like. Up 2-0 with Jameson Brooker with the first one, then Quentin Tostovan with the second. But NIU now had the chance to counter. Here's a good chance for King. King onto her left foot. Here's King across the face of goal, no one there. A beautiful chance for the Huskies. Great job by Tyra King just to create space. But nobody was there at that back post. A very dangerous chance goes a begging for the Huskies. This is a very, very open game right now. Okay, neither team really holding a foothold in possession. It's more of take your chances when they come arise. And right now it's been the Bobcats doing just that. So we have a sub now from both benches. Lillian Weller will check in for the goal scorer, Quentin Tostovan. And Alyssa Stevenson will be the one to check off for NIU. Get who come on in just a minute. Here's a chance for Ohio again. Faulkner goes down inside the box. And cleared up and away by White. So a Bobcat throw in, 2-0 in favor of Ohio with less than 20 now to play here in this first half of action. Very glad again that you could join us for this fantastic match so far. The rain's starting to pick back up a little bit now here on the banks of the Hawking. And you got to wonder at some point, well, the rain hasn't stopped all morning and afternoon long, how much of that plays into effect on the pitch. You can see some wear and tear already. Some holes from cleats. And some dark spots of where the grass is looking a little bit damp. Ball sent in by Devers, trying to find the run of Eero Faulkner, but collected by Lauren Pearson. And in all credit, there's nothing that Lauren Pearson, the goalkeeper for the Huskies, could have really done for either of those two goals. They were taken fantastically. Again, not much really to her credit that the goalkeeper could do. Here's a beautiful chance now for the Bobcats once again. First time Devers. Faulkner leaves it across! Beautiful save by Pearson, but the flag is up. The ball did find its way into the net, trickled in, but will be offside against the Bobcats. 17 and a half minutes left here in this first half. 2-0 in favor of the Bobcats. There's another beautiful chance. The Bobcats gets Kate Robinson! And put it way too close to Lauren Pearson. An easy save in the end, a one-on-one for the transfer from Eastern Michigan. Was looking to try and grab her second goal on the season. Tell you what, it has been all Bobcats so far here in this first half of play. And again, this is kind of the Bobcats that have been missing for a long part of the season. Again, this is a squad that has not picked up a win in over a month. Their last win came against Central Michigan on September the 7th, away to Central Michigan too. So a good road win. But again, since then it's been losses and draws. Another sub now for the Bobcats. Scott Murray checks in for Eero Falconu up top. Some fresh legs in that front too. And Scott Murray wins a corner for the Bobcats.
Ball defended over the touchline. It's a corner kick for the Cats. Kate Robinson to the angle for the corner.
It'll be Kate Robinson to take this corner for the Bobcats. Sends it in near post. Flicked up and on, but right to Lauren Pearson. Ball sent up and away. Was trying to find Kelsey McLaughlin, but too much on that pass. And here's one over top for Scout Murray. Here's a good run by Rayanne Pruss. Rayanne Pruss can't find the finish. She was also offside. Man, oh man, have the Bobcats been looking fierce going forward on the offensive front. Caught offside twice, two beautiful chances. Really should have had a third with that Kate Robinson chance a couple moments ago. Here's Jang. Was trying to find either Scout Murray or Anna Burchett, but a little bit too much on that pass. And it was right to Lauren Pearson. Another turnover in that midfield by the Bobcats. Was looking to try and find Scout Murray on the outlet pass, but just couldn't find her. Bit of a heavy touch, and Anna Burchett wins the ball back. That ball's going to stay in with these wet pitch conditions. Burchett inside. A good defensive cutout by NIU. Here's Sarah Helfenstein. Weller. Weller from a long way out, and right to Pearson. No one closed down Weller on the shot, and she says to herself, hey, if I'm open, why not take a shot? And you can't really blame her. If no one's going to close you down, why not have a go? NIU now with possession. Trying to carve out a chance. They had a really solid chance from Tyra King about 10 minutes ago. Was trying to find Alyssa Stevenson at that back post, but just couldn't really find her. And that's really been the only NIU chance of the match so far. Everything else has been all Ohio. Sub now for the Bobcats. Ella Devers will check out. And Allison Hooks will check in at that wing-back position. 2-0 Ohio with just about 13 minutes left to play here in this first half. Again, a big thank you for joining myself, Gavin Carrig, on this solo broadcast. We apologize for not having any camera footage now. The rain and everything else has really made it tough to have that camera up and out, but glad that you can at least try and enjoy the sound of my voice for the time being. Hopefully it doesn't get too annoying for you people at home. So a double substitution now for NIU. Ball sent outside, and you just trying to get something going offensively. Bit of a hospital pass there, cut out by Lillian Weller. Beautiful challenge in the midfield by Sophia White. Went in fiercely on Anna Burchett and won the ball back, but then, again, as soon as you say that, NIU just turns it right back over. So possession, again, hasn't really been won by either team so far here in this first half. It's, again, just kind of been who's taking their chances, and so far it's been the Bobcats. Another Bobcat sub. Kate Robinson will be coming out. It'll be Riley Mansell to check in for Ohio. Here's Scout Murray, dispossessed, and now over the touchline. Last touch by Lauren Rugula. Here is Katie Bennett for the Huskies. Takes it into that midfield. Cut out, though, by Sarah Helfenstein, set up and away over the touchline for a throw-in. NIU just playing it around in their midfield, trying to get something going. Here is Sophia White. Dangerous pass cut out by Scout Murray. Tries to go full force, but cut out, though, nicely by Rugula in that back line. And a foul called against Lindsay Miller. Too much of a physical challenge on Allison Hooks. And it'll be a set piece for the Bobcats. Pretty much right in between the midfield line and the top of the 25. So a chance now for Maya Kaufman just to try and send the ball into the box, see if someone can win it down. Ball sent in, edge of the 18. And cut out and taken down, but dispossessed. Here come the Bobcats, a shot from Anna Burchett, and she gets that one all wrong. Not even close in the end for Burchett. And she was open, so you want to see her take shots like that. It's just the finish there was, again, just all wrong. Wasn't close in the end. Header one down by Haley Jang. Cut out by Allison Hooks. She has space to go into. Hooks gets past one defender, but she can't get past two. Good job by Lindsay Miller of cutting down the angle. It'll be out for a Bobcat throw. Taken in by Hooks. Here's Scout Murray. Back to Hooks. Hooks sends it inside. Cut out by Rugula. And it'll be out for a Bobcat throw. Anna Burchett on the turn, stumbles and draws the foul. So a set piece about 5 yards in front of the corner flag. It'll be Weller to take it. It's another dangerous chance for the Bobcats. They have a really good opportunity to go up, possibly 3-0 with just under 8 minutes to play here in this first half. Weller taken quickly to Maya Kaufman. Kaufman sends it inside and pushed up and away by NIU. And kind of a slip there from Kaufman. But she takes it back and sends it all the way back to Celeste Sloma. Sloma tries to pick out Scout Murray. And here comes NIU now on the attack. Ohio now on the forefront, driving at the goal, but dispossessed. Here's Allison Hooks. Hooks from a long way out, try and find Anna Burchett. Great pass inside by Hooks, but a great defensive effort on the edge of the 6-yard box to just hold Anna Burchett up a little bit too much, and she couldn't really find the pass from Hooks. Here's Jang, wins back possession in that midfield after the goal kick. Inside to Scout Murray, but a little bit too much on that pass from Mansell. The last couple of minutes, Ohio's created some very good chances. It's just that final ball into either Burchett or Murray hasn't been there. It's been a little bit too much on that through ball. And because of that, neither Ohio forward can really get onto it. Again, you look at their low goal scoring tallies between those two. Maybe those are reasons why. Now here is Mansell, and she's going to be called offside.
Offside to call.
Just by a step. Had to cut back inside to Scout Murray. So the third offside now called against the Bobcats here in this first half of play. If not, they could be up easily right now, 5-6-0. If they had just waited a little bit longer. Now here's a chance for NIU. Jordan Kadiri is dispossessed by Maya Solis and passes it back all the way to Celeste Loma. About 5.5 left here in this first half of play. 2-0 in favor of the Bobcats. The first goal coming from Jameson Brooker, and the second from Quentin Tossevin, an absolute banger from outside the 18-yard box. Tossevin is a player that, man, when she scores, it's banger after banger. Ball touchdown and sent back to Sarah Helfenstein, who collects. Here's Malia Peer, who has checked in for the Bobcats as well. Bit of a heavy touch from Peer. Actually took a deflection off of a Husky. So it'll be a Bobcat throw. Scout Murray on the left-hand side. Can she keep it in? Absolutely. Good job by Murray to keep it in. Here's Peer. Malia Peer sends one inside and drags it wide, but it took a touch on the way in. Bobcat corner.
Deflected over the touchline by the defense. It'll be a corner kick for the Cats. To the angle, Lillian Weller.
The Bobcats now have their fourth corner of the first half. Weller will be taking this one, as she did last time, from the far side. Weller's corner inside, flicked on by Peer! A good job by Peer. She was unmarked on the edge of the 6. Good contact, just put a little bit too much up and over. It'll be a Husky goal kick. Goal kick taken and won back by Weller in that midfield. Now here's Hooks. Hooks to Scout Murray, dispossessed by White in the back line. Here's Kadiri. Another NIU turnovers. Cannot seem to keep possession whatsoever, do the Huskies. But they do have a chance. They win it back now in that midfield. A good cutout by Isabel Struble in that midfield. They go forward, but again, nothing doing. Another turnover within the final third. It seems that when the Huskies do get up there into that final third, they just aren't able to capitalize, and that final ball just isn't there. That's been the story for both teams really these past 15, 20 minutes ever since that Quentin Tossovin goal. Both teams are getting into that final third. They just haven't been able to score to get that final pass. Now another Bobcat sub. Haley Jang will exit and Sonia Deering will check in. Just over 2 minutes left here in this first half of play. 2-0 in favor of the Bobcats. Getting goals coming from Jamison Brooker and Quentin Tossovin. Here's Scott Murray. Little 1-2 with her and Deering. Good job by Murray to keep that ball in. Slips but keeps possession. Then even better leg out right there by Lindsay Miller to dispossess Scout Murray. Still Bobcats. Flicked on by Anna Burchett. Great flick, who has now kind of moved into that midfield, Anna Burchett has, to put Sonia Deering up top for this last minute and a half. Here is Burchett. Finds Menzel. Menzel to try and find Sonia Deering, but just couldn't get that final touch. And now the chance to break now with Kadiri. And once again, NIU just kind of careless with possession. Sends it up, but to who is the question?
1 minute. 1 minute and a half.
Last minute to play here in this first half. Do one of these two teams have a little bit of magic left to try and get one more? Here's Peer in her Burchett. Burchett from a long way out. Burchett! And it's right to Pearson in the end. You get a good chance. You want your forwards and your midfielders to shoot, but you wonder in that situation, was that the right move? Because she was a long way out.
Infraction call.
And a foul called against Juliana Hill. All right, last 15 seconds to play here in this first half. There's a chance for Sonia Deering. Sonia Deering! And a good job by Pearson coming out and just getting that ball out and away.
1, 0.
And with that, the clock hits zeros here at the end of the first half. The Bobcats are up 2-0 over the Huskies. Again, goals coming from both Jamison Brooker and Quentin Tostovan. We'll have a 15-minute halftime break before the beginning of the second half. We'll go ahead and step aside. Thank you again for joining us with our technical difficulties, but we'll be back in about 15 minutes for the beginning And welcome back to the beginning of the second half, 2-0 in favor of the Ohio Bobcats. Thank you again for joining myself, Gavin Carrick, for this, I guess you could call it a radio broadcast now, right? Since there's no image going on, just my voice. Again, hopefully it's not too annoying. I don't think so myself, but you get ready for this second half of play. The Bobcats are up 2-0 on the NIU Huskies. Again, goals came from Jamison Brooker and Quentin Tossevin. Jamison Brooker went down with that injury. She's back out there now, though. So it's the starting 11 who began this match going back out there to start the second half for Ohio. Now, I'd imagine it would be about the same for NIU. You have to wonder what types of changes tactically that NIU made at the half, because, again, it was quite a few things. There was possession. It was that pass in the final third. No real attacking threats from the Huskies in that first half. They did, again, have that one chance. Tyra King, a beautiful solo effort, passed the ball to the back post, but Alyssa Stevenson just couldn't really get there. And besides that, there hasn't been really any NIU chances. It's been all Bobcats. But it will be the starting 11 for the Bobcats. So up top, it's going to be Jamison Brooker and Iro Falconu, as well as Kate Robinson. She'll sprinkle in there with that 3-5-2 formation. And the second half is officially underway. 2-0 in favor of the Bobcats over the Northern Illinois Huskies. Iro Falconu, beautiful turn. And here's a chance. Kate Robinson flicks it up and over, but no one really in that middle of the 18-yard box. It'll be picked up by Lauren Pearson. Again, thank you for joining us here on this broadcast on a, would say, beautiful Sunday, but it's been raining. It's a bit chilly. There's still some wind, but we're still here for action on the soccer field. Nothing better. Of course, if you're a football fan as well, it's NFL Sunday. I know I am a very happy man right now. My Cleveland Browns are up on the Miami Dolphins. It's a battle of 1 and 5, so someone's going to get that second win. Hopefully it's going to be us, but you never know. And here's Jamison Brooker. And no foul call, but it will be a throw-in for the Bobcats. And a good job by the NIU back line of letting that ball wander its way over behind the touchline, and it'll be out for a goal kick. Ball sent up into that midfield, taken down, man one by Juliana Hill, but dispossessed. Trying to find Jamison Brooker. Here's Quentin Tossevin. Flicks it over to Jamison Brooker, who heads it back down to Iro Falconu. And it will be a foul called, too heavy of a challenge by Isabel Struble. And this sets up a very interesting set piece for the Bobcats. About probably 25, 30 yards out, so pretty long for a shot. Maya Kaufman stands over this. But you can probably bet she'll try and have a pop at this one. And it will be Maya Kaufman stands over. Maya Kaufman got good connection, good power, just a little bit too much, and it'll be up and over the crossbar and out for a goal kick. And NIU takes it quickly. Ball sent up top long, one down, flicked on by Hill. Wonderful flick on. And a good defensive cut up by Maya Solis. Might allow the Bobcats to come out and counter. Haley Jang trying to find Rayanne Pruss, but a little bit too heavy on that outlet pass. And it'll be out for an NIU throw. Ball flicked on and won by Katie Bennett, who turns it over in the midfield. Kind of a 1-2 between Kate Robinson and Iro Falconu. Hit off both of their heads. But Ohio still has possession. Here's Haley Jang. Jang with options to her left and right. Decides to go back inside, trying to find Jamison Brooker. But cut out nicely in that back line of the Huskies. And now they can try and counterattack. And they do. Here comes Kelsey McLaughlin. McLaughlin sends it outside. Entrance into the 18. Dispossessed, though. Good job by both Maya Kaufman and Maya Solis of not letting NIU break that back three line. Dangerous chance for NIU. Again, goes a begging. Ryan Prust now to take this throw in, sends it long to Jamison Brooker. And she tried to keep it in, but did go over the end line in the end. Both teams trading throw-ins. It was an NIU throw-in, now it's a Bobcat throw-in. Here's Jamison Brooker. Sends it back. Beautiful move by Rayanne Prust. Inside, Brooker. Here's Iro Falconu. Tries to get it back onto her left foot, but intercepted nicely. And NIU now trying to counter. Here's McLaughlin. Good job by Maya Kaufman. Stands up McLaughlin. And back and forth we go. There's a one-touch pass from Juliana Hill to release NIU. It's a 3-on-3 right now. The Huskies have some numbers forward. Going from right to left. A shot right at Celeste Sloma. But much, much better from the Huskies going forward. That's what you want to see. That was Tyra King on the opportunity. And a bit of a heavy challenge by Jordan Sadler on Rayanne Prust, and Prust draws the foul. And breathe for both teams. Again, a very back and forth last couple of minutes it's been. Ohio has had chances, NIU has had chances, and we go forward again. Jamison Brooker inside, trying to find the run of Iro Falconu. Collected, though, by Lauren Pearson, who sends it long. Taken down by Kaufman, but right to McLaughlin as she takes back possession. Another turnover in that midfield, and Ohio, another chance to counter. Jamison Brooker inside again to try and find Iro Falconu. It's that last ball into the final third that's been a little bit too heavy for the Bobcats since they scored that second goal from Quentin Tostovan. They're creating the looks. So the creation hasn't been there really a lot throughout this season, but it's certainly been there today. Here's Rayanne Prust on this far left-hand side. Rayanne Prust sends it into the box. And it'll be into the side netting. Goal kick, Huskies.
Touchline. Goal kick. Northern Illinois.
.37 minutes here left in this match. Here's McLaughlin for NIU. Releases Tyra King. Tyra King right to her left. Stood up by Maya Kaufman, out. And it will be out for a corner kick. Both teams appealing for the decision to go in their favor. But it will be out for an NIU corner. Their first of the match. Katie Bennett will be taking it. As we wait for the corner, there's Some other matches going on around the Mid-American Conference. Ball State is up on Bowling Green in the 62nd minute. Eastern Michigan is up on Akron in the 57th. Miami is crushing Central Michigan 3-0. And Toledo is up on UMass. So keep an eye on those games. Here's McLaughlin. The corner almost worked out for NIU. Dangerous chance taken by McLaughlin. Puts it just wide of the right-hand post. So again, we'll keep an eye on those matches around the MAC. Quite a few that could shake up the standings. Again, for both of these teams playing right now, Ohio and NIU, they can still make a push for the MAC tournament. Probably those 5 and 6 spots. It'll be difficult, of course, given the lesser point totals. But with both teams having 3 matches left, that's still 9 points able to pick up. 9 points can push you a long way in terms of where you want to be, which is within the conference tournament. Remember, it's spots 1 through 6 at the end of the season get into the Mid-American Conference tournament at the end of the year. A bit of a dangerous pass right there, but Ohio lives to see it out, up and away by Maya Kaufman. 35 minutes left here in this match. 2-0 in favor of the Bobcats. Jamison Brooker and Quentin Tossevin with the goals. Here is Kadiri working on Sarah Helfenstein. Bit of a heavy touch and a beautiful defensive job by Sarah Helfenstein. Here's King. Cuts it inside, sends it up and over, cut out by Sarah Helfenstein. Hill knocks it across. Here's McLaughlin, fends off 1. Can she get past 2? No, goes down in the box. Play on, says the ref. And Sarah Helfenstein up and away, but only as far as the edge of the 18, flicked on by Hill. Still not out, and now it is out by Rayanne Pruss. And the Bobcats can reset. .33 minutes and counting here in the second half of play. 2-0 our scoreline. And what a big 3 points this would be for the Bobcats if they're able to seed this one out. Again, they have not won a match since September 14th against Central Michigan. It was a great way to begin conference play, but since then it's been all losses and draws within the Mid-American Conference. And in their last match, it was a 2-1 loss against Buffalo. And as for NIU, it was a 1-0 loss to the Bowling Green Falcons. Beautiful defensive play by Sophia White. She's been everywhere, it seems, Sophia White has throughout this match, being a very constant for the Husky defense. Ball flicked on, trying to find Hill. A bunch of players go down around the midfield line. Here's Jamison Brooker, though. And intercepted, cut out. There's Maya Kaufman, wins back possession. Haley Jang trying to find Jamison Brooker. But it will be back to the goalkeeper, Lauren Pearson. You can hear all the way from up here, head coach Aaron Rodgers of the Bobcats screaming, "You have to win the second ball." It's a very important coaching point that he's bringing up to his players, saying, hey, you can win the first one, but if you let that second one go by, that's an opportunity that might pass you by. Here's a ball inside. Flicked on, and Iro Faulkner had the chance. Good header. Good placement, but just didn't really get enough power on it. And it was right into Lauren Pearson. Here's Faulkner trying to find Jamison Brooker, but cut out, though, by Sophia White. Again, how many times have we said Sophia White's name in this match? She's been everywhere defensively for the Huskies. Ball sent back to Celeste Sloma. Bit of a high press now from NIU. And because of that, now they're very open in the midfield. Here's Haley Jang trying to capitalize on that pressure. Outside to Rayanne Press on the left wing side. But a bit of a heavy touch right there from Rayanne Press, and she really couldn't get past Sophia White. Here's Jeng again, wins back possession in the midfield. Sarah Helfenstein. Outside to Rayanne Press. 1-2 with Jamison Brooker. Too much on that pass from Jamison Brooker. Again, the NIU press. They're pushing 5 up, really. And if Ohio can break out of that like they do right now, they have a very dangerous chance. Iro Faulkner, one-on-one with the keeper. Iro Faulkner off the left post and back into play. Oh, what a chance for Iro Faulkner. Trying to make it 2 goals in 2 games. But she hits the post. Back inside. What a beautiful ball from Rayanne Press to try and find Faulkner again. It kind of just squeezes through Lauren Pearson's gloves and out for a corner kick. What a chance for Iro Faulkner. And somehow this game is still 2-0. She beat the keeper, but she couldn't beat the post. The 5th corner for Ohio in this match, taken by Jamison Brooker. Swings it in. And met by the Bobcats, able to keep it in. And offside is the call on Ella Devers.
Offside to call.
So 28 minutes left here in this match. 2-0 Ohio. NIU starting to get the pressure up in terms of their press. Again, when Ohio is sitting on the ball in their defensive third, NIU forcing really 5 players up there. Now here's Iro Faulkner again. Faulkner lays it off to Rayanne Press on this left-hand side, sends it in. Beautiful ball from Rayanne Press, and it's met by Kate Robinson, but put wide.
Ball's over the touchline. Goal kick. Northern Illinois.
The rain's starting to pick back up a little bit here in Athens. It's supposed to rain all day long, really. And again, you got to wonder how much that's going to play effect on the pitch. Faulkner inside to Jamison Brooker. What a ball! Jamison Brooker puts it right to Lauren Pearson. Anywhere else, and Jamison Brooker grabs her second. The Bobcats are humming. That is a for certain. And you kind of wonder how much longer is this match going to stay 2-0. The Bobcats once again break that press. Here's Maya Kaufman. Sends it up to Iro Falconu, who was offside, and just lets the ball roll. Falconu wins it. Sends it to Jamison Brooker. Beautiful ball inside. Iro Falconu! Just couldn't get the right contact. Sends it right to Lauren Pearson. Can tell right now that the Bobcats are enjoying the way that they're playing. The bench is shouting all match long. The players on the pitch are talking. They're enjoying their soccer for the first time in a while, it seems. Now here's Haley Jang. Pushes it up, sends it outside. Rayanne Pross with space on the left-hand side. Sent back inside. Here's Jamison Brooker. Outside Brooker. And a good job by White deflecting that possible ball in. And it'll be over the touchline for a Bobcat throw. Jamison Brooker working down by the corner flag. Possession taken by Kate Robinson. Trying to dribble through 3 Huskies. Couldn't really get through any of them, and it'll be out for a Bobcat throw. Now officially under 25 minutes left here in this match. And a good job by Kate Robinson of deflecting that ball off of a Husky defender and earning another Bobcat corner. It's a quick corner inside. Rayanne Pross sends it right to Pearson. Maya Solis sends it back up. Trying to find Iro Falconu. Good job by Falconu of applying the pressure on Lauren Rugula. And she sends it out over the touchline for a Bobcat throw. Here's Falconu. Iro Falconu inside, cut out by Sophia White. Good header up and away. Here's McLaughlin. Dispossessed by Ella Devers. And tried to win it back, but the ball did go over the line in the end. What a match that this has been so far. We've had a little bit of everything. Wind, rain, great action on the pitch. And again, thank you for joining myself, Gavin Carrig, on this call today. As we close out homecoming weekend here in Athens. Bobcats on the forefront once again. Iro Falconu, the right-hand side. Sends it inside to the back post. But Lauren Pearson is there. How active has Lauren Pearson been throughout this game, the NIU goaltender? She has been busy all match long. And Tyra King tried to control that one on the end line, but it'll go out for a Bobcat throw. Bit of a heavy touch from Juliana King. Couldn't really keep possession. And equally a heavy touch from Jamison Brooker on the pass to Rayanne Pross. 22 minutes left here in this match, 2-0 Ohio. Both first half goals have had quite a few chances here in the second half, but nothing to show for it on the score sheet. Besides just shots on goal, Ohio has 8 compared to NIU's 1. And a very heavy challenge on Maya Solis. The Bobcats bench asking where the foul is, and I don't blame them, only because the official on the line here with the flag raised her flag saying, yes, that was absolutely a foul, but the center ref did not call it. So I'm guessing just a lack in communication there, but no harm, no foul, as the chance for NIU went over the end line. It'll be a Bobcat goal kick. NIU still continuing that pressure. The only problem is what we've seen so far. You press, yes, but if the Bobcats can build out of that press and break that press like they have quite a few times, then they have a great chance to counter with numbers. And that's when a lot of the Ohio opportunities and chances have came from, is breaking the NIU high press, that high line. You get in behind it. We've seen Jamison Brooker get in behind it. We've seen Eero Falconer get in behind that back line and create a lot of very good chances. And here come the Bobcats once again. Jamison Brooker leading the way. And a heavy challenge from Sophia White on Jamison Brooker. A little bit slow to get up. You got to wonder if that injury that she sustained earlier is still not 100%. The rain has died down a little bit, but the wind certainly has not. Still whipping around here in Athens on a cold autumn day. And Jamison Brooker a step offside. An update on the matches going on around the MAC. Ball State still up on Bowling Green 1-0. They're in the 80th minute there in Bowling Green. EMU still up on Akron 2-0 in the 75th minute. Miami, again, still up comfortably on CMU in the 76th minute, 3-0. And Toledo still over UMass 1-0 in the 71st minute of play. And of course, here in Athens, 2-0 Bobcats. So some favorable matches going in the Bobcats' way if they can hold on to 3 points. And that is a big if, because we have seen quite a few times this season the Bobcats have 3 points in the bag, and then they let in a goal and 1 point or 3 points turns into one, We've seen it happen quite a few times. We've seen it happen here at home. Remember the match against Bowling Green, they were up with about 10 minutes to go and then concede a match-tying goal. So it's, yes, you're able to have 3 points. It's just, can you hold on to said points? That is the big question here. And here comes Ohio. Quentin Tostovan leading the way. Tostovan just tries to play that one inside the Falconu, but falls over it in the process. Couldn't really get the right contact. Here is Falconu, dispossessed. Ohio wants a foul called, but none given. And it'll be out for an NIU throw. "17 minutes to play here in this second half. 2-0 Bobcats, 8 shots on goal for the Cats compared to the Huskies, 1. NIU just passing it around their back line. Here's Jordan Sadler. Plays a nice little 1-2 with Sarah Roy. And Sadler able to carry the ball forward into space, but dispossessed from behind by Jamison Brooker. Here's McLaughlin, but dispossessed though by a combination of Devers and Quentin Tossevin, and then Devers loses the ball out. NIU going forward. Here's Juliana Hill working against Maya Solis, but Solis wins that battle and builds it out to Ella Devers. Great job by Maya Solis of being strong against the 6-foot-tall Juliana Hill. A bit of a mismatch on paper, height-wise, but certainly not physically. Here's Tyra King, and then a shove in the back against Sarah Helfenstein. King saying it was shoulder to shoulder, but the referees don't see it that way. McLaughlin inside. Here's Hill on the turn, but it couldn't really come down with possession. Falconu flicks it on, trying to find the run of Jamison Brooker. Just a little bit too much on that one. Couldn't really control possession. And NIU flicking it back, and Ohio flicking it back. So again, possession from either team really just hasn't been a constant throughout this match. Again, it's more of who can create the more chances and then who can finish them. And so far, that's been all Bobcats. Bit of a dangerous pass right there from Sloma to Kaufman, but Kaufman, cool under pressure, does a good job of not turning the ball over in what could have been a very dangerous situation. And a sub now from both teams. Iro Falconu checks out for the Bobcats. Anna Burchett checks back in. And Biombo Bemba will check back in for the Huskies up top. And Jang sends that one up and over and way over out of the stadium, actually. Again, when in doubt, get the ball out. Here's Anna Burchett, wins it back. Sent up top by Ella Devers, was looking for Jamison Brooker, but she was surrounded by two Huskies defensively and couldn't really build out of that. A good step by Quentin Tossevin, wins back possession for Ohio. And then turnover in midfield will allow Sadler to send that one up and away, but right to Celeste Sloma. And the rain's starting to calm down a little bit more. Had to bust back out the umbrella as the rain picks back up. The wind as well. 13 minutes left to play here in this match. Does NIU have some moments of magic left, or will this be a huge 3 points for the Bobcats? We'll have to wait and see. And a good job by Ohio just getting out once again of that press, but then a turnover. King pressured Jang, but Jang did a great job of staying strong against Tyra King. Now here's Kate Robinson. Beautiful ball from Robinson. Can Pruss get onto the end of this? Yes, she can. Pruss inside. Jamison Brooker lunged at it. But there will be a foul called and a card issued as well to Jordan Sadler. So the referee played advantage, seeing if Ohio could create a chance from the opportunity. They most certainly did. Just a bit of a miscue from Jamison Brooker. So the foul occurred about 5 yards outside of the 18-yard box here on the left wing side. So no real chance at a shot here for Kate Robinson, who stands over this ball. But she can absolutely put a dangerous ball into the, probably between the 6-yard box and the penalty spot. Or even deeper into that back post. So it will be Kate Robinson to stand over this set piece for Ohio. 11:45 left to play here in this second half. Again, that yellow card was issued to Jordan Sadler. So she'll have to play the rest of this match a bit cautiously. Ohio sends almost everybody up except for Maya Kaufman and Sarah Helfenstein to stand back. Everyone else is inside the box for this set piece. Kate Robinson sends it inside to that back post. Dangerously in there. Up and away, though. Good clearance by NIU. Still dangerous, though. Here's Maya Kaufman. Gets past one. Sends it inside. Maya Kaufman. Up and away. Solis this time to Anna Burchett. Burchett battling, loses out possession, but the ball falls back to the Bobcats. Good job by the Bobcats of keeping possession in this little spell of time. And a foul will be called on Kate Robinson. A little bit too physical between her and Sophia White. So the foul goes in the way of NIU. Turnover in the midfield. Ryan Pruss to Jamison Brooker. Plenty of time for Brooker. Inside, Jamison Brooker to the back post, and no one's there. A beautiful ball. But Devers keeps it in. Devers off the back of NIU. And it will be the 7th corner for the Bobcats. And a sub to be made as well. Ella Devers comes out. Allison Hooks will check in. 10-17 left in this match. Jamison Brooker to take this corner. Sends it inside, low driven across, and it finds its way in!
Bobcat goal.
Quentin Tossevin got a piece of it. Flicks it onto the back post. And it's 3-0 Bobcats, and most certainly 3 points going their way. And, you know, I'm not quite sure if it was Tossevin with the flick on or if Jamison Brooker scored directly from the corner. We'll have to wait and see who gets credit for the goal. But regardless, it's 3-0 Bobcats. So 3-0 with 10 minutes to play. Again, that most certainly will spell the end for NIU in this one. But what looks to be a huge 3 points for the Bobcats. And that goal did go to Quentin Tossevin officially. So a beautiful run by the Canadian. She kind of began more in the middle of the box, ran to that front post. Beautiful low-driven ball from the corner by Jamison Brooker. And all it took was a little flick on with her right foot. And it just nestled its way into the corner. A beautiful goal and a brace for Quinton Tostovan. That brings her goal tally now to 4 goals on the season. She was a member of the All-MAC second team last season, certainly making a case to be a member of the first team this one. And again, this is the Ohio Bobcats that have kind of been missing all season long. This is what a lot of Bobcat fans expected going into this year. Was Ohio going into matches and winning them comfortably. But that hasn't been the case, except right now. It has absolutely been that. It's been a fantastic showing. Defensively, offensively, they've done a very great job. Really all match long, and they're just trying to make sure that they can see this one through. And again, what would be a huge 3 points. Again, remember, it's the top 6 get into the MAC tournament at the end of the season. And these are the point tallies right now. Bowling Green and Miami are tied in that 5th and 6th spot at 14 points apiece. Ohio is at 7 right now, but a win would take them up to 10. And they're looking to try and add more. Here's Rayanne Press. Can the Bobcats find a 4th? Trying to find Jamison Brooker, who ran in there a bit late, but couldn't really make any good contact with that. Again, we did talk about just how important the 3 points would be and how other results would be as well. And you take a look at this one right here. Ball State does defeat Bowling Green 1-0. So that right there is huge for a team like the Bobcats. That again, if this win stands, only takes them 4 points below Bowling Green with 2 matches to play. So again, still a chance for Ohio to make the MAC tournament at the end of the year. It's bleak, yes, but there's absolutely still a chance. And if there's one thing that this team needs, is a chance. I mean, remember, in 2023, this team squeaked into the tournament as the number 6 seed. And guess what they did? They went on to win the entire thing. So this season, most people would have thought, oh, it's done. Oh, it's dusted. There's not much left to play for. No, there absolutely is a lot to play for left in this season. And again, it's 2 huge home matches. Excuse me, it's 1 huge home match and then a huge one on the road. This upcoming Thursday, Ohio will host Miami of Ohio and then go on the road to play UMass 3 days after. So how this season will end, we'll have to wait and see. But right now, this is certainly a step in the right direction for the Bobcats, and they do want a 4th goal. Here's Rayanne Press, plenty of time. Jamison Brooker, first time, but she just whiffed at it. She tried to hit it first time with her left foot, but just really couldn't find any form of contact. And here comes NIU on the break. So 4-on-3 for the moment. Here's Tyra King. Some work to do. But then Maya Solis sends it up and away. Still NIU. The chance on the turn. And nothing really there. Just over 5 minutes to play in this match. Jamison Brooker wins it, sends it up top to Anna Burchett. Anna Burchett 1-on-1. Burchett cuts back inside. Onto her left. Inner Burchett. Right at Pearson. But again, another shot on goal, the 10th for the Bobcats in this match. The offense, again, most people would say it hasn't been there all season long, but it certainly has been now. So a couple of the other matches are about to go final. Eastern Michigan will beat Akron 3-0. Miami will beat CMU 3-0. And the one that still actually might turn quite a few heads, Toledo up on UMass 1-0. And here's a beautiful chance for the Bobcats. Can they make it 4? It's Jamison Brooker puts it up and over. What should have been her brace seems to go up and over. And if that result does hold for the Rockets against UMass, that will be their first conference win of the season. And again, would do a team like the Bobcats a huge favor because UMass currently sits with 11 points as Jamison Brooker has another chance that goes up and away. So this result for the Bobcats plus a couple of others that are appearing to go in their way, you never know. It's going to be a very interesting end to this season. And here's a chance for NIU. But a good job tracking back by Quentin Tostovan. Draws a foul. The rain's certainly coming down more. The wind picking up. It certainly got a lot more chilly as this second half has progressed. I'm sure that the goalkeepers are happy that these are days that you wear long sleeves. Days where it's raining, where it's cold. Try and stay warm a little bit. I know I will be certainly going back home after this one and getting straight into some heat. That is for sure. But what a fantastic match that this has been if you're a fan of the Ohio Bobcats. What's a 3-0 scoreline could easily be 6 or 7, maybe even more goals than that. Yes, 6-7. See what I did there? Haha, laugh now. But it's true. Ohio could have quite a few more goals than just 3 that they have put in the back of the net here this afternoon. But you score 3 goals in any match, you're arguably almost guaranteed to win that match. NIU does win a corner with about a minute and a half left, their second corner of the match. Ohio would absolutely love to keep a clean sheet. That would go a long ways for their confidence defensively as well as for their goalkeeper, Celeste Sloma. And that ball sent up and away, flicked on by Anna Burchett into no danger. NIU does win back possession, sends it inside. Brooker flicks it up and away, right to Anna Burchett. Anna Burchett gets past 1, gets past 2, can't get past a third. It looked like she was trying to go for a solo effort there. As we have a Husky that's down, but the clock's still going. Referee has not called a stoppage of play. And now he has. He stops the clock as well. It's Lindsay Miller who appears to be down. She's walking off under her own power, so that's good to see. It appears that she will stay in this match, so good that she's okay. Just a little bit slow to get up. NIU after this will stay on the road and travel up north to take on Eastern Michigan. And as for the Bobcats, they'll stay at home right here and take on the Miami Redhawks for the Battle of the Bricks. What a match that one promises to be. And again, not only is it the Battle of the Bricks, not only are you playing your rivals, not only is it a conference game, it's a match that could define whether you get into your conference tournament or not at the end of the season. So a lot on the line for these Bobcats in the last two matches. And again, you never quite know what may happen. But as this clock ticks down with 5 seconds left, Ohio picks up a huge 3 points here at home against the NIU Huskies. The Bobcats pick up their second MAC win on the year, their first win overall in over a month. Their last win came on the road, a 1-0 win at Central Michigan on September the 14th. So what a win, and what a way to pick up a huge 3 points for the Bobcats. 3 points is what they need at this point in time. Again, you never know, a little bit of magic might go a long way into getting into the MAC tournament at the end of the season. But a big thank you to you all for listening and joining in. Apologies again for the technical difficulties here and there, but I'm glad that you could join myself, Gavin Carrick, on a rainy Sunday afternoon.